before we begin that this meeting is being recorded, so you can watch it at a later date as well. Your cameras are not working. We can't see you, neither are your mics. The chat function is turned off. So if you have any questions for us today, please use the Q&A function. We will be monitoring that throughout the presentation. So let me see if I have anything else to talk about. I think we're good. I'm going to skip to the next slide and introduce the counselors to you. Again, I'm Mr. Stelmar, lead counselor at Berlin High School, the letters of A through E in the alphabet. There's Mrs. Kessel, Mrs. McDonald, Mrs. Cormier, and Mrs. Jansen. We are dying to see you on campus. So if you're coming to hybrid, we're thrilled to see you. I'm looking forward to seeing my students tomorrow. Hopefully in the fall, we're all back full strength, and I'm really looking forward to it. So some things have changed in the course selection process for this year due to COVID. So we'll talk about that in detail as well. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Kessel, I believe, for the next slide. Or no, actually, I'm going to do one more, objectives. So today you're going to learn about the graduation requirements. So if you haven't, you will hear it again. Also, Mrs. Jansen's going to talk about the CTE pathways that we have on our campus, a little bit about ROP today. We're going to talk about the A through G requirements for the CSU and the UC. And then finally, I'll talk to you guys about course selection form, which replaces our course selection card that you've used in the past to get signatures on. We have a Google form now. And also the new Aries academic plan. We're excited about this. It's going to be a little different than what we've done before in the past when you guys have used course request in Aries under your student portal. Now you're going to use the academic plan. Okay, so I believe now Mrs. Kessel is up.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm unable to start my video, but
oh, you're
I
good.
miss you guys and hope to, hope you guys are all doing well. Okay, so I'm going to go over the graduation requirements. I know that you guys have seen these before, but we will go over them again because the closer you get to graduating, the more important these things are to make sure that you're meeting the requirements. Okay, so you all know that one semester is 5 credits. So a year-long class is 10. So we need 4 years of English. We also need 3 years of math, 2 years of PE. And as you guys know, there's lots of ways to fulfill that. Sophomores, you'll be done with it this year. Juniors, you might be taking it if you're in a sport or dance or something else that meets that requirement. 5 credits of health. Everybody should taken health. And if you have not, let us know and we'll get you in health this summer. Fun. We also have a year of world history and a year of AP European history for our sophomores. You guys are already in that. Juniors, you have done that. US history, juniors are doing that right now, 1 year. And then we have a year of a fine art, a foreign language, or a CTE, career technical education class. Can we go back to my slide? Thank you. And only one of those, you guys only need one of those classes to meet our graduation requirement. So some people might think, well, I need at least 2 years of a foreign language in the same language to graduate from Brea. No, you don't. You need that if you're planning on going straight to a 4-year college. If you are not planning on going straight to a 4-year college, you do not need at least 2 years. You can do 1 year and pass our graduation requirement. We also have 3 years of science. We have a semester of government your senior year and a semester of econ, or you can do all of AP Gov or all of AP Econ your senior year to meet those requirements. And then we have 65 credits of electives. So what you guys probably already know, but I'll just remind you, is that anything that you take that is above and beyond the minimum requirements shown will fall under elective credit. So if you take 4 years of math and your 4th year is AP Calculus BC, that is going to be elective credit. If you take any AP Sciences your senior year, it's your 4th year of science, all elective credit. So you can meet those by academic classes as well as things you typically think of as far as electives, art classes, drama, choir, those kind of things. And the big number that you need to reach is 230. That's what you need in order to graduate. If you have 229 and a half, we can't give it to you. We might feel sorry for you, but we can't give it to you. It has to be 230. And that is it. So Mr. Stelmar, if you'd like to do the next slide, go ahead.
All right, good morning. And yeah, I can't get my video to work either. So you'll just have to hear my voice. So what is CTE? So I know there's several of you who are currently in some of our career technical education pathways, but we just want to be sure that you all are aware of the opportunities you can take advantage of here while you're in high school. So our CTE classes are kind of a mix of hands-on learning with some practical and some academics to prepare you for the world beyond high school. Something unique about our CTE program is that the teachers have unique experience working within a specific industry. So for example, our BITA teacher, who is Mr. Axtell, he also works in the construction industry after work. So he has some neat connections for students and some great insight into the industry. Why complete a CTE pathway? All of our courses meet A through G requirements. They're either the G college prep elective or F visual and performing arts requirement. You also might have the ability to earn college credit because some of our courses are articulated with local community colleges. And if you're not sure if your course is articulated, you can always check with your current teacher. And then it provides you the opportunity to be exposed to current information and experiences that are maybe related to something that you want to study in college or a career you want to go into in life beyond high school. All right, Mr. Stelmar, if you can hit next slide, please. Thank you. All right, so we have 6 different pathways at Brea Olinda High School. They're listed here. They're also on all your course request information: graphic design, cinematic arts, culinary arts, patient care, our Building Industry Technology Academy, which is BITA, and our Global Information Technology Academy, which is GITA. BITA and GITA are the only 2 academies that are 4 years long. All of the other pathways are 2 years long. So if you're a current sophomore, you can definitely start a pathway as a junior and complete it as a senior. So all courses are year long. All right, next slide. Real fast, I wanted to highlight some of our updated current ROP information that I actually just received this morning. In addition to our CTE pathways that we have here at the high school, our students have the opportunity to take classes through North Orange County ROP regionally. This means they're after school, normally like twice a week, and oftentimes they're at other local high schools. So I kind of did some screenshots of the different sectors that are represented. You can go to the North Orange County ROP website to see this. It will also be in your Google Classroom this afternoon. But if you're interested in signing up for one of these classes for next school year, you can send me an email at mjansen@bousd.us and I will get you all signed up. So just another way to kind of explore classes in different career pathways. All right, Mr. Stelmar.
Well, good morning, Wildcats. This is the voice of Mrs. McDonald. I too cannot activate my camera on this webinar or Zoom, so you will just have to listen, I guess. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to speak very briefly about college admissions information, A through G subject requirements as well. Because you guys, every year before we go through course selection, we always want to review this information for you, because if you are on the path of attending a 4-year college or university or school after you're done with high school, we want to make sure that you're continuing to fine-tune those options and choosing the right classes. So taking a look at this chart, you all know that after high school, you have many, many options. You can go out into the world of work, you can join the military, but if you're planning on continuing your education after high school, we want to make sure that we review the different systems. So inside the state of California, you have the community college system, the California State or CSU system, the UC system, system, and of course, then the private school system. Outside of the state, you also have public universities and private universities also, but California kind of has the most robust system of all the states in the nation. So just kind of taking a look at community college first, remember out of community college, there's no GPA requirement to apply to a community college. All that is required is a high school diploma or being 18 years or older, and you can start taking classes there. Our local community college is Fullerton College, but some of our students will go to Mount Sac, which is just north of Brea, Orange Coast, Santiago Canyon. There's several campuses, obviously, in the state of California. Okay, if you're thinking of going to California State University, which is a CSU, or the UC system, you do have to remember that you have to take and pass the A through G subject requirements. And I'll talk a little bit more in detail about that in just a moment. For the California state system, remember it's one system with 23 different campuses. You must have a 2.5 minimum GPA to apply. You must complete the A through G subject requirements. And right now, stay tuned, because a lot is going on, if you haven't already heard, with regards to the SAT and ACT. It may not be required. They may be revamping it. So stay tuned. And as we hear more information, we'll be able to get that out to you. Okay. If you're thinking about a University of California school, remember that is one university with 10 different campuses. You do have to have a minimum of a 3.0 GPA. You do need to complete the A through G subject requirements in order to apply. And again, stay tuned. There's a lot up in the air as well with SAT and ACT requirements. Okay. If you're thinking of applying out of state to a public university or elsewhere or a private school, we do recommend that you stick with the A through Gs, but we also want you to look specifically for that admissions. Go onto their website and look under their admissions to see if there's any other specific requirements that they have. Okay. And then of course, with private universities, they kind of do their own thing. But the A through Gs is definitely recommended. You will have to check specific GPA and class admissions, or grade or GPA and course admissions information for that campus specifically. Next slide, please. Okay, so what are those A through G subject requirements? So again, if you're thinking of a Cal State or a UC, these are required. Outside with private schools or out of state, we usually tell you to stick with it because most schools require this, but we want you to also check campus specific. So the first requirement is 2 years of history or social science. That's already embedded in your graduation requirements. 4 years of lit is already embedded in your graduation requirements, like Ms. Kessel talked about. For math, it's required that you take 3 years, and it must be 3 years of college prep math. So Algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, or anything higher. And there is a little star there because with some of our more competitive campuses, they do recommend that you go on and take another year. So they want to see you push yourself a little bit more and go beyond the minimum requirement. Subject area D is a lab science that is already embedded into your graduation requirements. At Brea, you are actually required to take 3 years of a lab science. So there's a little bonus there because that's already embedded into your graduation requirements. And just like math, they do, some of the more competitive campuses do want to see you continue on and push for a 3rd or 4th year. Subject E is a foreign language, and that's 2 years of a foreign language in the same language. So you can't take 1 year of Spanish and then the next year take the first year of French and count those as 2 years. It has to be progression in the same language. And of course, again, that star means that some of our more competitive campuses would like to see you push a little bit and take a 3rd or 4th year. 1 year of a visual performing art is required. And this is different from what Ms. Kessel was talking about with regard to graduation requirements. So for college, you have to take 1 year of both a visual performing art and and a foreign language, where in our graduation requirements, that's kind of blended. So visual performing art is any class that you can think of that you're creating art physically or on something. So painting, drawing, dance, drama, any of those kinds of classes is a visual performing art. And we'll get a little bit more specific with that in just a second. And then of course, anything beyond what you've already taken can satisfy the college prep elective, in addition to an actual college prep elective class. Remember, all of these courses need to be completed with a C or better. Okay, next slide. Okay, so what are those A through G subject requirements? In your counseling Google Classroom, we have included this document. This lists for you very specifically what the A through Gs are and the description of what it means and how many years you need of that class. And in addition to that, in your Google Classroom is also the specific classes at Brea Olinda that satisfy each of those requirements. So if you're not sure, is this class that I'm writing down, is this a visual performing art? You can go to the document, check the list, and confirm that yes, it satisfies that specific requirement. And I believe that's it. Mr. Stelmar.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so for our sophomores and juniors who may have friends who weren't able to get into this Zoom, and for this, let your friends know, and I'll let you know again, that this presentation will be in your Counseling Google Classroom by the end of the school day today. So if you've got friends texting you or emailing you, I can't get in, I'm missing it, just tell them, hey, don't worry, it's going to be in the Google Classroom later today. They can watch it then. We had a technology limitation. We were only able to put 500 students into this Zoom. So we apologize to those students who are watching this on the recording. We're doing the best we can. And the information is still available to you. So I'm glad you're watching it live or recorded. Okay, so these two worksheets look very similar. Well, not very similar, but they look similar to the cards that we used last year. And remember, you get the cards and you go take them to your teachers and you get signatures for recommendations, and then you'd have your parents sign the bottom and you'd fill out the period range and all that stuff. And then you would bring them to us in the library and we would sit down with you and we would go over your courses for next year. Well, things are a little different with COVID. And so we're going to kind of explain those differences right now. And this is now a worksheet. So this will be, and I think I've already put it in your Google Classroom this about 10 o'clock today, about an hour ago. So we want you to use this as a worksheet. You can print it out. You can refer to it on your screen, but you want to circle the courses that you're interested in. If for a junior or a current sophomore, you'll see that your 11th grade options are on the front, and so are your 12th grade options. And for a junior who's going to be a senior, just the 12th grade. So well done. You have one more year to go. Okay, so I'm going to take you off to the next slide here. And so now instead of the card, you guys are going to do a Google form, and that's where you're going to pick your courses. So you need to have this complete. Now this little deadline here is wrong. So I want to let you know it's February 26th. So February 26th is your deadline. And then we're going to send you lots of stuff that says February 26th. So February 26th is your deadline. You have to pick 6 classes minimum if you are going to be a junior. In seniors, if you have enough credits, you can pick a minimum of 5 classes. You can't have 4, you have to have 5. This year, seniors got a little bit of a dispensation because of COVID, but next year, seniors have to be in a minimum of 5 classes. So as we go on through here, you're going to see, and I have here up at the top is what a junior would see, next year's junior, and what next year's senior would see. So for our current sophomores, you're going to pick, this is the B category of the A through Gs. So I think it actually is the A category. That's a typo. I apologize. There it is, A. I have it here. U.S. history or AP European history, AP United States history. And for our seniors, you can do Econ Gov semester courses, or you can go with the year-long AP Econs or the AP Govs. If you do the AP Econs, you get government credit. If you do the AP Governments, you get Econ credit. Now, something new this year, if you pick an AP class or an honors course for next year, you have to do an honors advanced placement commitment form. That has also been placed in your Google Classroom for counseling. Only if you're doing an honors or AP course, you need to open that document up, read it, sign it, have your parents sign it, and then upload it back to the assignment so we have a copy of it, okay? Upload it back to the assignment. So now English, B. Okay, so if you're a sophomore, you're gonna do Lit 3 or you're gonna do AP Lang. And for a senior, you're doing ERWC Lit 4 or you're doing AP Lit and Composition. Again, you only have to do that commitment form once. So you don't have to do it for every AP and honors class you take, just do it once. So if you're gonna take at least one honors or AP course next year, make sure you do this honors advanced placement form, and we'll kind of go over in a second. Math, lots of options for math. If you're a junior, you need to have 3 years of math to graduate from Braille into high school. So if you're a sophomore, going to be a junior, you need 3. If you're a senior, you may not need to take a 4th year of math. And so you would click does not apply to me down here on the choices, okay? Some classes have check marks, some do not. The ones that have a check mark, we're going to ask your teachers to talk to us about whether they recommend you or not. But you are not going to get, and this is important, you are not going to get teacher recommendations ahead of time because you're not on campus, and all of you aren't on campus to get those done. So the teachers will find out who signs up for an honors or AP course after the deadline of February 26th for you guys. And then we will look at that list when we meet with you one-on-one through your science class, and we will talk about teacher recommendations there. So if you're interested in doing an AP Physics next year as a junior, or as a senior, any of these AP courses in science, sign up for them. Again, we'll get the letter of rec, or the recommendation rather, from the teacher after the fact, and then we'll discuss whether or not you recommend it and your options going from there. So that's lab sciences. And then here's what the form looks like. This is in your Google Classroom. When you do your Google form, your course selection form, you will say whether this does apply to you because you're taking at least one honors or AP course next year. And if it doesn't, you just click doesn't apply to me. All right, and off you go. But if you do it, you have to complete the form and upload it to the assignment. World language, lots of choices, okay? If you need, if you're not going to do a world language as a junior or a senior, then obviously click does not apply to me, and then you're moving on. Again, remember, 4-year colleges require 2 years minimum, and the more competitive schools require, not require, but strongly encourage a 3rd year. Okay. This is where you might get a little confused, but it's not super confusing. It's just where you put your electives. And some of your electives may fulfill a performing arts requirement for the 4-year colleges. And your other electives are probably UC approved as well, but they're fulfilling graduation requirements so that you have 5 classes as a senior or 6 classes as a junior. So what we want you to do is put your answers in here and rank them. There is no place in the Aries academic plan for you to put in a alternate course. So this is kind of where we're going to refer for alternate courses in case an elective you sign up for gets full. So we'll refer back to the course selection form data to find your 2nd favorite elective or your 3rd favorite elective in case your 1st or your 2nd are full. So make sure you fill these out and that you rank them. Okay, so using that worksheet that I shared with you earlier, we're going to go delve into the academic plan. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment and try to get to my Aries so we can work on that. Okay. I'm actually going to go back to okay. All right, so back on here, a couple of steps I almost forgot. So how to get into your academic plan on Aries. So for number 1, student portal. You must log in through your student portal. You can't do this through the parent portal, okay? So you log into your student portal. And Aries has this new feature where it makes it look different than what it's looked like in the past. If you have the preview mode on, make sure you turn it off. So you're going to click on your STU number in the drop down and click turn off preview mode. So if you have the preview mode on, turn it off, because what it should look like is the good old Aries that looks like this. And what you need to do on step 3 is hover over the word classes, and a drop-down menu will appear, and you will click academic plan, and that'll take you to the plan. And now I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second, and I will share it right back with the correct page. So hang tight and be right there. Okay, so this is my screen. This is what the counselors see. It's very similar to what you're going to see on your academic plan. Very similar. There's a couple buttons that are missing. So I wanted to share this with you. You may have come across it, but you probably haven't. So this is a sophomore plan, academic plan. So there's colors up here. It's green means you've passed the class. So this is this is a junior. No, wait, this is a sophomore. I think, I don't know, I don't remember. Let me take a little peek. I can't see. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is a current junior, but the plan is not open right now. So current junior who's completed all of these courses. So they're green, okay? I kind of want to show you a current student. So forgive me again, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I don't want to show personal information, but I want to show you what a current junior looks like. So give me a second. I want to find the right one for you guys to see. So hang in there with me. Won't take but a second. Da, 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 da. All right, cool. Now I got one. All right. One more time for the screen share. Okay, cool. So here's a current junior. So now you have more color because I wanted you to see this. So green means you've passed the class. So 9th grade, 10th grade, it's kind of like your transcript. There's no grades there, but this is what you've taken. Current grades are going to be in orange, or classes rather. So here you see the current classes the student is taking. And then anything planned will be blue. And so when you start to put your courses in for a senior year or a junior and senior year, they are going to be blue. So looking at this student has passed the first semester of US history and is currently in the second semester of US history. So how do you put your courses in? Well, we're going to want you to go to where up here where it says grade, okay? Where it says grade, add course set by grade. And you're going to click on it. And when you click on it, you're going to get an option. Two options, really. You're going to get an 11 and a 12 if you're a sophomore, or as a junior, you're going to get 12. And then you're going to pick a packet. Now, this is depending on your plans. So if you're looking to graduate from high school and go to community college, and not go to a four-year college, then you can pick the college and career high school community college packet. If you're looking to go to a CSU that's not highly competitive, not any APs or honors, you can pick the middle packet. If you're a student who is looking to go to a highly competitive UC or private college, you can click on the third packet, private colleges and universities. So for this student, I'm going to pick the middle one, CSU packet, and then you have to hit apply. Now, if you're a sophomore, you would do this for both. You would go to 11 and pick the middle packet, and go to 12 and pick the middle packet, and then you're going to hit apply the selection. And when you hit it, it's going to ask you if you want to apply it, and you say okay. And now you'll look and see that here are the courses for senior year. Now it's only going to put in the core courses. So here when you hit grade, it's only putting in the core. So core courses for a senior are going to be government and econ, and then a lit, and then perhaps a math class, because this was the CSU pathway. Now, check this out. The student's already taken this class, right? And maybe you don't want to take a math class as a senior. I hope you do. If you're going to go to a four-year college, you may want to keep your math skills up. But if you don't, you just click on the little trash can here and take it out. So you can adjust your schedule, because as a senior, this person taking a math class, this is an elective, and maybe you don't want to take math as an elective, so you would just delete it. So that's how you adjust it. Hang tight with me. I know the bell rang on my end, but we still have some time. So you're going to adjust it. Now, how do you put electives in? So electives, you're going to go up here to where it says course, and you're going to click on it, and then you're going to refer to your worksheet that has all the course codes on it, and you're going to put a course code in. So let's say you want to take, I'm going to find a elective. Let's say you want to go to, let's see here. Now, of course, I can't find one I want to find one. You want to say you want to go to, you're in BITA and you want to go to BITA 4. So you're going to put in 9551, and there's BITA 4. You put the course code in and you'll find it. You click on there, and then you have to hit add the plan. And you hit this. And now you got to pick the grade level. So for a sophomore, if you're looking to take an elective your junior year, you're going to have to pick either junior, well, definitely junior, but you could do senior too. And then you're going to click on, for this junior, 12th grade, and it's a year-long class, and you're going to say place the course. And now you're going to see there's BITA 4. So BITA 4 is in there. And then as a student, you can go in here and you can take this course out if you don't want math. And now you have 1, 2, 3 courses. You still need 2 more. So you can come back up here, and let's say you want to do sports medicine or medical careers next year, or say sports medicine because you have medical careers already. Type in 1515, put in sports med, add it to your plan, pick the grade level. As a junior, you're only doing 12th grade, the 12th grade, year-long class, place the course, and the course goes in. So for juniors, it's easy. You just have to do your senior year. For sophomores, we definitely want you to put the core in using grade for 11 and 12. If you don't know what electives you're going to take as a senior, that's fine. But we do need you to put the electives in for your junior year. So you'll come over here to course, and this is where you'll use this to populate your junior year courses. Now, once you've got it done, you're going to hit the submit button. Hopefully you're doing this with your parents too, because you got to talk about what are your plans for after high school. But you're going to submit your 4-year plan for counselor review, and then you're done. We will then meet with you one-on-one at a later date, which I'll share with you. Meet with you one-on-one, go over your plan, make adjustments, and then finally hit the button that says, and then we will work with this document as long as you're in school to adjust. So it's pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward, but we need to do this. Once we're done with all that, and on the February 26th, we're going to take this information and turn it into your course requests. So you're not going to go to course requests anymore in areas like you have in the past. You're going to do your course request through your academic plan. Okay, so I'm going to go back now to our presentation. And I think Mrs. McDonald is going to go, but let me double check and make sure I haven't missed any slides. Okay, Mrs. McDonald, you're all set.
Okay, so as you guys know, we want to just remind you that as you're making these decisions, set yourself up for success. Don't take on too much. That you can't handle, you know yourself best. So look at your past performance, know your strengths and weaknesses. How are you with study skills and time management? Take also into consideration what other commitments you're going to have outside of your academics. So for example, are you going to play a sport? Do you have commitments outside of Brea Olinda High School, church, scouts, club teams, things like that? Also remember, if you're taking any honors or AP classes, be cognizant of what is required to do well in those classes, and make sure that you are cognizant of how many of those classes you can handle. A good resource for you is to refer to the balance sheets. Those are available to you on our school website. And what's good about them is it tells you some information, gives you some feedback from some of your same age peers that took the class years past. Okay, but most importantly, keep everything in balance. Okay, so moving forward, Mr. Stelmar, just to confirm, is that date correct, the 19th? You're muted. You're muted.
No, I'm sorry, I'm muted. And you know, our deadline is February 26th.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Just this slide. Shame on me. I apologize.
Okay, that's okay. So listen up. From now until the 26th, and we'll change that and make sure that date is correct on everything else. On the 26th, you now have the opportunity to work on your course selection form and your Aries academic plan. Both detailed information as well as links to that will be, or we'll continue to add information, or they already added to your Google Classroom for counseling. So check back there for more details. Keep in mind also that classes that require a selection process. So for example, any sports, higher levels of dance, higher levels of drama, cheer, choir, things like that. Anything that requires an audition, an application, so like ASB or GITA, they may not be available in the academic plan because you haven't been selected and gone through that process yet. So best thing to do is to choose an alternative elective to take the place of that. And then once you go through the process, the advisor, the coach, the director, whomever makes the decision on their program will provide that information to the counselors, and we will then change it internally to make sure it's accurate. Okay, moving forward for our current 10th graders, we will be meeting with you via Zoom to go over the selections you've made and to adjust anything or answer questions or anything. So this is the schedule coming up. We will be meeting with you through your science classes. So be looking for us starting the week of March 8th. And for our current juniors, same thing. We will be meeting with you via your science classes. We will meet via Zoom to talk about what classes you have signed up for, making any adjustments, answering questions. So those appointments will be by classroom teacher on those days, starting the 15th of March. Any questions moving forward? You can reach out to your counselor. We'll be happy to assist. Or when you see us one-on-one in your class meetings, we can answer any questions at that time as well. So welcome to Brea Olinda High School. You already attend here, but welcome.
Yeah, welcome again. Well, hopefully it's a full-blown welcome in the fall.
Yeah, you know, for those of you who came back yesterday, hybrid, it was like our first day of school. So, you know, we're just kind of rolling with it, but we hope you guys are doing well. We miss seeing you on campus.
Hey, we're going to get all this information in your Google Classroom in the next couple of hours. And so we'll have this presentation in there as well, and this actual slide deck as well. So we'll have it all there for you. Tell your friends who freaked out so they can get in. Don't worry, they can watch it later. Have a great rest of your day. Any questions, email us here at the school. And we look forward to meeting with you in a couple weeks, okay? Remember, your deadline is February 26th. Have a great day, guys. Take care. And we're still answering questions in the Q&A if you have them. Thank you.
Bye, Wildcats.